It's a beautiful spring Saturday.
And when I woke up and saw the weather today, I called her right up and said, let's barbecue.
Yeah, and barbecue is all about the prep.
I have been waiting for this day.
I know, barbecue in New York City. Sounds like fun.
Till the cops roll in.
What?
Barbecue means many different things to many different people.
Right, and today we're going to make an amazing Mediterranean-style barbecue.
We have chicken shish kebab, lamb shish kebab, and a beef kebab. And you can do all of this prep the night before or the morning of.
Easy.
Super easy. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna start with the chicken shish kebab. We started with chicken thighs today, and I cut them into inch-sized chunks, but you don't have to be exact. You know, I learned from my grandmother, it's not about exactness. Try to make them uniform as best you can, but because we squish them down together on the skewer,
exactly,
they're going to have the juices of each other and the heat holding and all of that.
So we have a handful of parsley and cilantro and a handful of mint. And of course, guys, I know some people don't like cilantro, so just remove the cilantro. It's not a big deal.
Great.
Don't skip the mint. It's super yummy.
Yeah, it adds a nice touch.
I do like to get rid of the thicker stalks.
You can leave these little light ones in there. It smells so good already. I'm putting in the mint.
Make sure it's a handful.
Whose hands?
We have 3 cloves of garlic.
Perfect.
About 5 or 6 scallions, and we use the whole thing. I'm just gonna cut the ends here. I love adding red chili or chili flakes, but because we have our kids, I'm gonna avoid that. But you guys feel free to add a little bit of heat. It's gonna be really tasty. Now we need some liquids. So we're gonna add a zest of 1 lemon, and we're just gonna juice the lemon.
Guys, go out and get this little tool.
And usually the green ones are for limes. It works perfectly fine for lemons. Salt and pepper.
To taste. Right now, we have all of our dry ingredients outside of the lemon in our mixer. We're gonna give it a buzz, we're gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna add the olive oil.
Now look at that. It kind of looks like a chimichurri, but it smells completely different. It's
oh yeah.
Very Mediterranean, all the herbs, and the mint is just coming through.
Oh, good.
Well, the last thing we need to add is olive oil, but instead of adding it directly to our herby paste, we're just gonna add everything to the meat, and that way we can sort of gauge how much olive oil we need. Everything goes in.
I'm a little crazy. I like to get it all out because this is all the flavor. Easier to clean later.
And I'm the same crazy. That's why we get along.
It's true.
So now we're gonna add the oil, and you can add a little bit at a time, and then see if you need a little bit more. You don't want too much oil because it can burn once you put it on the barbecue.
I'd say it's about a good 1/4 to a 1/2 cup though. Mix it all together. Looks like summer on a plate.
Oh yeah.
You can taste the marinade before you throw it on your chicken. I personally always salt when I'm cooking. So we put some salt in marinade, and I tasted it, it tasted delicious, and it's gonna soak into the chicken. But then when we go to put it on the barbecue, I'm probably gonna salt it again.
Yeah, like a little.
Just a little bit, just to kick it right up to.
Exactly, and it's done. We're just gonna cover it and put it in the fridge. And if you guys watch our videos, you know we love these bowls that come in different colors, and they each have their own lid. And don't have to use plastic.
Those are amazing.
We're moving on to our lamb.
Super easy.
Super easy. All you need is
our grill thrill spice. Spice. This spice is super yummy. It has a little bit of a kick, and it can hold up to the intense flavors of lamb.
Yeah, and it makes everything so easy that it's already there. But if you don't have it and you want to mix your own, it includes turmeric, paprika, cumin, chili powder, mustard seeds, dried basil, coriander, red pepper flakes, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
In addition to that, we're gonna add some crushed garlic and some olive oil. I cut up a lamb shoulder today into inch-sized chunks.
You can obviously use any cut of meat that you like. Remember that because of the heat, it tends to dry a little bit more, so just make sure there's a little bit of fat in the meat. So we're gonna get our garlic, 6 garlic cloves, and the reason we add garlic to the spice is because we love garlic.
Yeah, garlic is just the best. Healthy amount of grill thrill, 2 tablespoons. And again, 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of olive oil. It kind of depends on how much meat you have.
All you wanna make sure is that the meat is covered and everything is getting pasty into all the sides of the meat. The smell is incredible. I smell the garlic and I smell all those spices coming out from the blend. I don't think there's anything easier than that.
So easy. Put it in the fridge, let it marinate a little bit, and move on to the next thing.
And again, we got
handy dandy covers
into the fridge. Our last meat that we're gonna prep is our kebabs.
The real kebab.
We have ground meat and we're gonna mix it with some parsley, cilantro, and garlic with some spices and let's get to it.
I bought some organic ground beef.
And for the vegetarians, I brought some Beyond. And with all these spices and the herbs, it's just gonna be delicious.
I'm gonna make them the exact same way.
For every 2 pounds of meat, you're gonna add about half a cup of your chopped herbs, cilantro, parsley, one of them, whatever you decide. Side note, guys, people that really hate cilantro, usually it's a gene that makes it taste like soap. So you either love it or hate it.
Yeah, leave it out if you don't like it. Add extra parsley.
We got all the stems out. Here we go. So we have parsley and cilantro. We have 2 pounds of ground beef. We're gonna do half and half, parsley and cilantro. You're gonna mix it in, and if you want more greens later, you can obviously add
Totally.
less of that to our fake meat. And since we have some leftover, I'm just gonna add it all. Finely chopped onion to each bowl. I took medium-sized onion for the beef and a smaller one for the non-beef. Woo! Done with the onion. 1 larger onion, 1 smaller onion, and we're gonna press some garlic, about 6 cloves to every 2 pounds of meat. So I'll put 3 or 4 in this one.
Salt and pepper. Now it's 2 pounds of meat, so you wanna get a good amount of pepper in there, right?
There you go, yes, exactly.
And for the not meat, about half as much.
A nice amount of salt.
Yes.
And the secret ingredient.
Oh, a secret ingredient, party people.
There you go.
I actually didn't know this either.
In order for these to be juicy and fluffy, we're gonna add baking soda.
Baking soda.
Baking soda.
Amazing.
So 2 teaspoons for every 2 pounds of meat.
Otherwise known as 1 teaspoon per 1 pound of meat.
So now you guys wanna get your hands dirty and start mixing. Okay, so you just mix and you wanna kinda squash it, make sure all the flavors go in everywhere. And I know no one wants to eat raw meat. You really shouldn't, just to see if there's enough salt.
The way to figure that out is to take the smallest little bit and cook it, and then eat it. And just cook it on a fry pan.
Yeah.
It could save your life.
There are so many good flavors in this mix. I think it's gonna be delicious. And now we're gonna let it sit at least 30 to 60 minutes. You don't want it to sit much longer. If you do it the night before, I would add the baking soda the morning off before you're about to cook it. So I think we're good.
So the meats are marinating in the refrigerator. Now is the perfect time to start any of those side dishes that you wanna have at your barbecue.
Yeah, we're gonna make some slaws.
We're gonna make a bunch of different slaws today.
We have made so much food.
So much food.
I know, and it's time to go light the grill, but before that,
let's skewer the meat.
let's skewer it. When you skewer the pieces of meat, you want to make sure they are pretty close together, but not super tight, because otherwise it's going to take them longer to cook and the outside will dry. And just to add another fun flavor, we're going to add a cherry tomato. You definitely don't have to do it, but it is nice and fun and totally delicious when it's kind of dripping all over the meat. Don't forget, if you are using wooden skewers, you want to soak them in water. Completely submerge them under water for at least 20 minutes because you don't want them to burn and become charred and kind of fall apart, especially if you're using a charcoal grill, which we will be using today. There are a few ways you can deal with these ground beef kebabs. This is the more common shape. So it kind of looks like a thick sausage.
A half a sausage.
And that's it. You just shape all of them and you throw it on the grill and you're done. Bam.
Look at that.
I'm gonna light up the grill. So we set up our little table out here in the streets of New York.
This is awesome.
Yeah. And the food is ready.
Our chicken.
This is our Beyond.
Yum.
It's good.
Is that?
Yeah. The kids are gonna come to eat. Our friends from the corner here. This is it.
I'm gonna have some pita.
Make sure you check out the rest of our barbecue series for more awesome grilling and delicious salads.